This is Marty Stewart with SeminarSecrets.com. You can hear the complete version of this big seminar interview by going to www.SeminarSecrets.com.
First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Big Seminar Preview Series. Again, my name is Armand, Morin, in case you're wondering if you are in the right place at the right time. And tonight's call is part of our preview series that we've been doing for the last, I don't know how many weeks now. Several weeks we've talked with many of the top marketers online, and tonight we're going to be talking with Yanik Silver about a great topic, a topic that you need to know about, a topic that literally can change the way that you do business online. So we're going to get to Yanik in just a moment, but first of all, I just want to give you my 2-minute commercial for this call, and that's how we do this, and it's very simply, folks, a lot of you already are coming. We've got almost a jam-packed house. We've already sold out one hotel for the seminar. We're working on our second hotel. And what we're doing is on March 19th, 20th, and 21st down in Orlando, Florida, we are putting together just a huge event that's going to bring all the top marketers on the Internet today into one place at one time and to teach you for 3 full days how to succeed in your own online business. We have some great people like Yanik Silver, who's going to be joining us tonight on this call. But we also have people like Mark Victor Hansen. Many of you know Mark from Chicken Soup for the Soul fame. He co-authored that book with Jack Canfield, or 1 Minute Millionaire with Robert Allen as well. And Mark is just a tremendous person, a tremendous teacher, and he's going to be one of our guest speakers at the big seminar. Alex Mondosian, a great friend of mine, great marketer, is going to be joining us with us. Jimmy D. Brown, many of you know Jimmy. He's literally, to me, the king of viral marketing on the Internet. But Jimmy's going to be there. Alexandria Brown, the Easy Queen, she's going to be there as well, too. Michael Fortin, no doubt one of the greatest copywriters on the Internet today. He's going to be with us showing us how to write effective ad copy to increase sales. He's had as much as a 49% increase just by changing minor techniques on a website. He's going to show you how you can do that yourself. He's going to be teaching all that down at the seminar. We have Jim Edwards, who's talking about multimedia. Mike Stewart, who's going to be talking about the importance of audio online and how to create effective audio online. We have Fred Gleek. John Childers, one of my mentors, is going to be with us down there. John's going to be talking about the highest paid profession there is in the world today, and it's just a fantastic topic. You're going to really enjoy that. We also have people like David Garfinkel is going to be with us. Bruce Safran is going to be with us, and there may be 1 or 2 other people I may be missing, but either way, the fact is that we're going to be doing this for 3 full days. It's going to be a fantastic event. The first event we sold out. The second event we sold out. We're working very quickly on selling out this seminar right here. It's by far our biggest seminar that we've put on today. In fact, one of the main points of the seminar is I'm giving away a brand new 2004 Mustang convertible. I'm giving that away at the seminar. So again, how it works is very simple. I take one person that has registered for a seat at the seminar, and I'm going to give them the car. We're going to do a little drawing right there on the spot, and you could be going home with a new 2004 Mustang convertible. So that's one of the benefits, but the most important part, it's a seminar that can change your life. We have many, many people that have literally changed their whole business in a matter of a few short months. Many people, I get emails every day telling us that they've hit their first 5-figure month on the Internet. And that's pretty significant. To me, that's a turning point in most people's lives, and I'm sure many people would agree with me on that point. Once you hit your first 5-figure month, and then when you start doing that consistently, you can see definitely a change in how that can affect you and your business. And so we've got great success stories. If you want to find out more about that, in the email that you received to get this number, there was a link for the big seminar site. All you have to do is click on that link. You can see what we're all about, what we're doing. You can see that right on the site, and we'll talk more about that later on in the call. But today's call is specifically about a sample of what we're going to be talking about at the seminar. And today's guest has literally helped thousands of people online achieve success. And I've learned a tremendous amount of information from him over the years. And tonight we're going to talk about something that I just think is fantastic. He is definitely the leader in this field and spearheading this movement on the Internet. And we're going to talk more about that topic in a moment. But everyone, I'd like to introduce you to, and I'd like to welcome to the call, Yanik Silver. So, Yanik, again, welcome to the call tonight.
Thanks, Armand. Thanks again for having me on.
And, Yanik, I know we're going to get into the topic in a moment, but one of the things I always like to do with all the people that we've had on this call is get a little bit of the background of where they were prior, and you've got a pretty interesting story as far as where you were prior to being on the Internet.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you the quick background because probably like a lot of people on the call, I'm a total computer dunce. I mean, I have no clue how to put up my own website. I still don't. I'm just a marketing and advertising guy, and I outsource all my technical stuff, putting up websites, anything like that. And I only got started, believe it or not, February of 2000 was my first online venture.
So it wasn't that long ago. I mean,
it wasn't that long ago, and I'm in the exact same shoes as a lot of people probably on the call right now, and a lot of people that'll be at the big seminar. So it's not a distant memory for me at all. And my first month online, I started with a product called Instant Sales Letters, and I made $1,800 my first month. And then I went up to about $3,600, and then made about $8,000 pretty quickly each month. And that's when people started asking me, well, hey, what are you doing? And that's when I started teaching about internet marketing.
Now, let me ask you this question, though. You get online, you essentially started with your own product.
Right.
And which I think is very key, because many people jump online, they start with affiliate programs, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. I know I make a great I make a lot of extra money from affiliate programs. But the fact is that you started with your own product, so I think that's a significant part that everyone should realize. And you did it very quick. Now, not knowing a whole lot about the internet before you get started, I mean, what was the basis? How did you base everything that you did?
Well, I looked around and saw, some successful models. I saw people like Marlon Sanders, who's actually a good friend of mine now. I saw people like Kenny Voy and other people selling electronic, downloadable information products. And at that point, I had actually been selling a manual to cosmetic surgeons, teaching them how to grow their practice. And I thought, this is really cool. I can do this online. And I don't have any delivery costs. I have no fulfillment costs. I have no product costs. It seems like a real workable model. Let me give this a shot.
So I know a little bit about your background. You also you studied a lot of the offline marketers, a lot of the direct mail marketers.
I did. I was fortunate enough. I was working for my father's business for a long time in sales and marketing, and I was out on the streets pounding the pavement when I was 16, making cold calls. And one of the doctors who was my customer gave me a J. Abraham tape when I was about 17 or 18, and I literally wore that thing out. I probably listened to it, 20, I don't know how many dozens of times,
right,
going back and forth, and that's like when the big light bulb hit that all about direct marketing and understanding these fundamental principles. And from him, I went on to, people like Dan Kennedy and Ted Nicholas and all these other people. And then I got turned on to these classics from, the early 1900s. That's some of the stuff that I really enjoy reading today.
Sure.
Because it's material that, it's all the exact same stuff, and I've just simply applied it online.
So, I mean, again, so the principles worked for example, just as you said, in the early 1900s.
Right.
The same principles work today.
Absolutely.
As they did back then. And so what you based your business on, and I know, I'm familiar with every one of your sites, I mean, and all of them basically follow the same pattern. You have a sales letter, basically a direct response sales letter that leads to an order page.
Exactly, right.
So
People
it's not,
can either decide to give me their email, they can buy, or they can leave.
And ultimately, obviously, you've certainly done very successful with that. With that first online product, and this is kind of leading into what we want to talk about today, is you really didn't even write that product.
The instant sales letters?
Right.
I wrote all the templates myself.
Okay.
Some of the bonuses.
Gotcha.
One of the big bonuses that we offer for people to upgrade, there's a $15 upgrade, and 66% of people go for this upgrade.
Right.
And one of the two bonuses is
Gotcha.
a public domain work that not many people, well, a lot more know about it now that I did that, but originally nobody knew about that.
Yeah, because I've never heard of it before prior to seeing it on your site.
And that's probably worth, I don't know, an extra at least $200,000 to me over the last couple of years, just in those upgrades.
Now, explain to people what public domain information is.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely been a big buzz about public domain since I've let the cat out of the bag just a couple months back. Public domain is really nothing more than material that you and I can use, us as the general public, or really exploit, as the case may be, any way that we want. And it really falls into four main categories. They're divided up into generic information like facts, numbers, ideas, titles, blank forms, and so on, or works granted or donated to the public. You know, in some cases, software developers will do this a lot.
Sure.
A really good example is P.T. Barnum's autobiography. He actually donated that to the public. Works by the government or its agents is public domain, and all federal and some state works are public domain. And then the really big one that I focus a lot on are formally copyrighted works that have fallen to the public domain because they lost their copyright due to a number of different situations.
And that's a huge topic. And
yeah,
I mean, let's give an example. You've had several success stories that you've done personally recently.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let me just preface this: is that none of the things that we're gonna talk about have nothing to do with making money. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct because to me, I think if you're going to be teaching how to make money online, you got to be making money doing other things besides selling how to make money online.
Right.
Or else, I don't think your advice is. For me personally, I don't take that kind of advice.
Right.
So, I went out and I have several friends that are doing this, and I've done it myself. I have a little site on figure drawing, believe it or not, which teaches artists how to draw people better. And it's a work I got out of the public domain. It's from I don't remember, 37 perhaps. Actually, I have it right here in front of me. And all I did was scanned it in and changed a couple things in there. Let's see, 1928. And I put it up online, used a simple sales letter technique like we talked about, and it's generated about $400 a month right now.
So now,
very consistently.
So $400 a month, that's an extra, $4,800 a year?
$4,800 a year, and it's not like I even pay attention to this thing, Armand.
Right.
I mean, I have not paid a single lick of attention since I put it up. And I really put it up as a way to show people that they can work with anything, because if I was choosing another market, I wouldn't pick artists.
Right.
I mean, what's the old saying about artists?
Starving artists.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, when you're choosing a market, you don't want people that are starving and don't have money. You want people that have money and are passionate about their subject and would pay almost anything for your material if you can choose your market.
Now, so essentially what you're doing is, I would probably look at this as recycling information.
That would be a great way of describing it. We're taking information that's really either long lost or been long forgotten or even still in circulation perhaps.
Right.
But due to the fact that a couple of these laws and how to find and research public domain and find out if it really is in public domain, then you can use them pretty much any way that you want.
Now, the key to this, though, you just touched on it, is the fact that it's simple, but it's not easy necessarily. Meaning that if you don't go according to the laws, if you don't properly research the works that you find, even though they may be within a certain time frame, you could still get into really big trouble.
Right. Yeah. Copyright violations are certainly a big deal, and you're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars in fines if you do this incorrectly.
Now, what's the general rule regarding public domain?
Well, the cheat sheet that everyone should write down is any works published in the U.S. before 1923, published or copyrighted in the U.S. before 1923 are public domain.
Okay.
So that's old stuff.
Right.
And a couple people, I'm sure, on the phone are thinking, nothing in there is good. Well, you might be surprised. That's where I got that bonus that I've been using for a long time on instant sales letters. It was from like 1911 or 1918. I can't remember.
Sure.
It works great. But okay, I'll say maybe there's less material that could work today. But there's a big bonanza material available from 1923 to 1963 if it was not renewed in its 28th year.
Okay, now let me ask you this, though. It has to be renewed in the 28th year.
Right. Well,
is that some gray area?
It has to be renewed. The way, we're getting into some technicalities and probably don't want to cover them too much. But,
Yeah.
But essentially, if it was the 27th, 28th, or 29th year,
Okay.
because of the way that the copyright extensions were posted, they'd still be okay. But the big thing is, like, let's say a work was published in 1950 and it wasn't renewed in 78, you're clear.
Okay. So the ways to find out if this information is valid, I mean, meaning that you can actually use this piece of work, would be, well, I guess you could hire someone to do it for you.
Yeah, there's actually a couple ways. You can hire the Copyright Office, and I think they charge about $65 or $75 an hour, but they take a couple weeks to do this for you.
Right.
You can hire a law firm in D.C. specializes in this, and they cost $90, and they get back to you in about 5 days. Or you can research it yourself, and there's a couple websites that people can go to research that.
So, and out of those ways, which one do you think is the best way for the average person to utilize?
Well, it depends.
Depends how ambitious you are.
Yeah, I should probably preface my whole conversation here saying I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give legal advice.
Right.
And it really depends on how valuable the work is, and
Sure.
how risk tolerant you are. For me personally, I get almost everything checked out by this law firm for $90 because it's $90. It's not
right. Yeah. It's not a lot of money considering the
No.
profit potential that you could make from it.
Yeah. Well, usually what I do is I'll check it out online by myself first, and then let the law firm make sure, because there's no reason to send it to the law firm if I could have taken 2 minutes to check it out by myself and saw that it was renewed.
Right.
And that's the way that I do it. And I forgot to mention something which is really exciting, is that legal experts think that 85% of works were not renewed in their 28th year.
Really?
Yeah, so that means only 15% of works were most likely renewed in that 28th year. So, and that doesn't just cover books. We're talking about everything from periodicals to movies to pictures and so on. I mean, the percentages vary based on the type of copyrighted material we're talking about. Like for movies is much higher renewal rates, but for books, I know for that statistic is right, that 85%.
It's amazing. I mean, so there's literally just millions upon millions of works that are available out there for literally anyone to take advantage of.
Yeah, anyone with a little creativity, a little imagination, and some marketing skills, and that way they can go market in a really non-competitive niche. I have another one on houseplants.
Right.
That I'm just screwing around with, and it's making like $150 a month. And that's one of those things again where I don't touch it, and I just cash a ClickBank check every 2 weeks.
It's kind of like this. You're setting up these. I'll steal something from Frank Kern. It's kind of like these little rental properties.
Yeah. What I call them, I call them my little vending machines.
I like that. I like that term.
They're my little. Did you know Coca-Cola every single day sells 20 million Coke cans out of vending machines?
Really?
So, even if they make a penny on that, they're making an incredible profit. And I know they make a whole lot more than a penny off each can.
Right.
And so that's the whole idea behind, that's one way of doing these little things. And I'll probably expand people's minds in just a second with another way. But the first way is setting up these little tiny, e-book vending machine type things. And you do that. You have one that's making $200 a month, another making $400, another making $1,000 a month, and so on. And pretty soon you got a nice little stable of products.
You have just listened to a portion of this BigSeminar interview. To get the complete version, simply go to www.seminarsecrets.com. Find out how you can attend the next Internet Marketing Big Seminar. And for a very special offer you can't refuse, visit www.seminarsecrets.com.